What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Ash Brown, here with your House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 3 review. Wow. Where do I begin? So we start off with Daemon going to the High Towers camp and basically demanding that they surrender. As this was happening, y'all, I just got to tell you my mindset. As this was happening, I felt as though Lord Ormond, I think his name is, Hightower. He's a nephew of Otto and a cousin of Alicent. And I felt, y'all, like it was too easy. I felt that he surrendered too easy. Yes, he had all of his soldiers and stuff lined up and everything with him, but I felt that Ormond gave in too easy. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. And then as Daemon is leaving, you're seeing, he's like, oh yeah, one more thing. I need my nephew, Daeron. Now, keep in mind, at this point, nobody has seen Daeron because he was sent away, I think, as an infant. So no one has seen him, nor been around him, nor would know him. And what I recalled Daeron being revealed, and that being this guy that we saw in the first episode. We saw Daeron. We had a glance of Daeron, all right? He's got his dragon and all that good stuff. So Daemon demands that they hand over his nephew, Daeron. And again, it seemed too easy. Ormond just, was like, oh yeah, just. And this kid comes out, who we find out later on some more stuff about this kid. This kid comes out, and I'm like, who the hell is that? Because that's not who they showed in the first episode. So, who is this? And he goes off with Daemon and stuff. And then we get a good picture of what Rhaenyra has inherited in King's Landing now. I gotta first off say, Rhaenyra is having the worst first day ever, y'all. She's having the ultimate worst first day ever. Now, she's out of money. They're infested with rats. There's a whole bunch of craziness going on. So she goes to Alicent and is like demanding, like, where's my money? Where's all the gold? Where's all the jewel? And Alicent's like, I have no say so over any of this stuff, and I don't know where anything is. And in the midst of this, Rhaenyra starts her cycle. She's talking about coronation and all of these different things. She's starting her cycle. So women, we already know you're getting cramps and the blood and everything else. So putting that on top of the immense stress that she's under, this war that just happened, and then on top of that, it's just crazy. It is crazy. So I feel, this is my thought process. I've been sharing it with others that also are really well into the show, is Rhaenyra was not properly prepared to be queen, to take the throne. Yes, we understand Viserys did name her his heir, all these things, but after she was named heir, Otto Hightower pushed up Alicent on him, and he fell in love with Alicent. They got married and started popping out babies, which was Otto's plan all along. But in that, Viserys didn't really show her the ropes of what it meant to be the ruler, to be the king, to be the queen, to be able to guide the common folk and to manage the high folk and things of that nature. So I really feel that Viserys did her a disservice in not really showing her the ropes of things, because there's a lot that you can tell she just doesn't damn know. She has no freaking clue what's going on. And she is trying her best to rectify everything that's going on. So when Rhaenyra meets Daeron when he's back at the castle and stuff, he's not talking. He's very mute, or he's acting as if he's mute. And she's like, oh, he's a lot younger than I thought he would be. Because we all know from the earlier episodes, Daeron is supposed to be like 16, 17 years old. He's damn near a grown man. And this little kid that they sent along doesn't really fit that description, but they let it go. They let it go. Corlys has decided that he wants to legitimize his sons, which is wonderful. They're grown, really don't need the legitimacy now, but better late than never. So he wants to give them proper titles because they do have Valyrian blood. So he wants to legitimize them as his sons. He brings us up to Rhaenyra over dinner with them, which probably wasn't appropriate. But I get that Corlys' home is gone, done for. And he has nothing to really pass on to his sons. But also, he has sacrificed so much to Rhaenyra's cause. And so he was like, oh, just basically finished. It's going to be done, right? And Rhaenyra doesn't really answer. She basically commends him on claiming his children that are now grown. And that is pretty much that. So this episode really highlights Rhaenyra's inexperience, trying to find balance, trying to make things happen. And another part was the rat meal. So she finds out that a lot of the highborns and like the wealthy people have been like taking rations and preventing the people that really need it, the lowborn people. And so she gets an idea. She invites all of the high society people to a dinner, and they're like, oh wow, this is so great, the queen is here and she's invited us to dinner, this has got to be good. So they have a little chit chat or whatever, and then they serve the food. Remember I said that the castle has been overturned and is completely infested with rats, and that's what they were served. So that was pretty much a slap in the face to them. It's like, okay, the disrespect you taking from these people that really need it. Well, while you're here with me, I've got guards at all of your facilities, at your different locations, taking back all the stuff that you guys have been hoarding away from people that really need it. And so, of course, that's going to be a little splish splash. They're not okay with that. They're not okay with it. And then we get to the part where Corlys... No. Oh, okay. No. So Rhaenyra and Daemon, they knight the 3 dragon seats. So one of them being one of Corlys' sons. And so Ulf, who is probably the just goofiest one of the bunch, he wanted to be addressed as a Targaryen, and they were like, yeah, absolutely not. We're not telling people about this, about you. Absolutely not. So we see that it's, something that's held in secret. And even though Rhaenyra didn't confirm or she didn't deny Corlys in the moment, she did not knight the son with his title. So, of course, Corlys finds out about this, and he's not happy. And so he kind of has a hissy fit, which I can understand. I get his frustration. Rhaenyra has had his support, honestly, through Rhaenys, her auntie, because Rhaenys was really the one that was pushing Corlys to these Strex and really encouraging him and pushing him and saying, we need to help her. She's going to need our support. She's going to need our help. So I really look at Rhaenys for that, because I feel like, really and truthfully, that was the main person to really keep Corlys on that field of things. So that was interesting. I found out something that I did not know, and I was like, what the heck? I had to do some research and find out some other stuff. So Viserys, who is Rhaenyra's daddy, Aegon and Aegon's daddy, all of them, even Daeron, that's his daddy as well. It was so crazy to hear Daemon speaking High Valyrian, talking about how Viserys renounced his dragon. And I said, excuse me, what? When he had a dragon and he didn't keep it? So I did a little digging, and come to find out, I think it was Bali or Bailey was Viserys' dragon. He only rode him once. And I think he wanted to kind of, not necessarily hide his dragon, but he wanted to be relatable to the people of his city. And having a dragon kind of sounds like, you're above everyone else, so to speak. So he renounced his dragon. And not too long after that, the dragon passed away. So if you guys remember in season 1, when they're down in like that basement area or whatever, there's this giant dragon head. And that was Viserys' dragon. And he was the biggest one. He was definitely bigger than Vhagar. And very powerful. But also, they went back and showed, I don't know if they showed it, but I think I might have seen it in a flashback or something off of somebody's video. But Viserys is telling Rhaenyra, like, we're foolish to think that we control the dragons. The dragons are these, bigger than life beings, and they're going to do their thing. So to me, that's more or less saying, like, you know what? We don't control the dragons. The dragons are, they're blessings to us, but we don't and we cannot control these beasts. And maybe that was a bit of foreshadowing of what is to come, but we shall see. So we go back now because Daemon, the whole episode, is telling Rhaenyra, you need to kill your half-brother. You need to kill him, Daeron. And she's like very hesitant on it because she's checking on him and stuff. And she's like, wow, he has a soul. He might be a good person. I don't want to just, kill somebody else. So she goes and tells Alicent that she has Daeron. And so they're like, oh, you got Daeron? Can I see him? And she's like, yeah. And so Rhaenyra goes down and talks to Daeron, or, who we think is Daeron. But we kind of know something was off with him. But she goes down and speaks with him. And she basically tells him, like, look, I'm supposed to kill you. That's what the order of line of things are. But I'm going to actually send you to the north. And she was going to send him to the wall to be a guard up there and, stay out of trouble and keep your life, all the things. And he's still not responding. He's looking down, he's looking away. And so Alicent comes in and you see Rhaenyra kind of, give her that caring look of, here's your son, And Alicent has this look on her face like, who is this? Who the hell is this? And Rhaenyra's looking at Daeron and she's looking back at Alicent. She's like, you don't know this boy. And she's like, no. She's like, oh, snap. And then the kid just starts opening up and just spreading it, right? So Ormond is a very clever beast. The guy that we saw in the first episode was the real Daeron. They got him hidden somewhere. This was just a random kid who they bleached his hair. They bleached this kid's hair. And so he looked very Targaryen, but they didn't realize, nobody realized he was actually not the real Daeron Targaryen, which is weird. I wonder why his hair wasn't blonde. Maybe that's why they sent him away. He would blend in pretty good with the other common folk, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so the kid tells him, yeah, they dyed my hair. I did this, to protect my family type of thing. And yeah. And so Rhaenyra is on her period. It is her first day. Things are going bad. She has no money. She doesn't know who she can trust. People are already falling off for her. Her son died. She's seeing hallucinations in the castle. It's just been a rough day for Rhaenyra. It's been a rough day. And it ends as they're changing all of the garments or the flags and things that had the greens on it. And so they did like a big ass bonfire. Burn all that shit up. All of it up. And so we didn't hear anything from Baela. I still don't know why Rhaena went to that lady house. I really don't know why she thought was going to happen. But that is basically the gist of episode 3. I wanted to put a cute little bonnet on this one before I forget. And I wanted to make sure that you guys actually got this as well. But yeah, that's the story. I'm sticking to it. And I hope that you guys have a great week. I look forward to episode number 4 and doing that review next week. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. Deuces.